Hi guys, what's up? It's been so long since I've been live on here. And I need to know actually if you guys can hear me okay, because I'm using a real life microphone. That is very cool and good. You hear me? Is it sound better at all than like normal audio? Amazing. So I wanted to have this live stream to not even do any music stuff, really, not even talk about music stuff, but really just to discuss what's going on in our lives. And I've been dealing with a lot of stuff recently, as some of you might know. And from Twitter, I have been just taking a lot of breaks from social media because it's been making me a little crazy recently. And I think that has to be something that we can all do, even though everyone wants to be on social media and like has to be on social media for work and for a lot of things. I think that our mental health is more important. And so I want to take the time to, some of you guys answered or asked me questions on Twitter. And so I'll answer whichever of you asked me questions there. And then if you want to ask me questions throughout this, I'll kind of go through, and it could be something personal, a story that you want to share, something that's going on in your life. I think everyone is affected by negativity and bullies, and whether it's online hate or somebody, that's bothering you, somebody that's bringing you down, whether that's an ex or a colleague or a friend or somebody in your life that's bringing negativity into you. Sometimes the healthiest thing to say to them is love you, goodbye. And just, don't spread the negativity back. Wish love and nothing but good things for those people. But know your place, know that you need to take care of your higher self and rise above all of those things. So with that being said, I am going to share with you throughout this some of the things, the tips and tricks that have helped me deal with bullies. I definitely dealt with bullies in high school, and I think that people think about like a bully as being like a huge dude who pushes you into a locker or something, but I think that is like the opposite of what real bullies look like today and what real negativity looks like today. There's actually so much more going on online and behind the scenes and, Snapchat maps and all this stuff, cyberbullying, comments, Twitter, like all this stuff. And so it's not really just about bullies, this whole thing. It's really about negativity in your life and how to deal with hate and whatever is coming at you. Like, you can do all the hard things in your life. And I'm just going to say that for now. So with that being said, let's go through some of these questions really quick. How have I stayed so professional lately with everything going on? Well, I have just been really pouring my heart and soul into my music and my work. And for me, that is my creative outlet and what really helps me get through anything in my life. However, I understand that not everyone writes songs here. Some of you might. So that's not really like a practical tool that you can use if you're not a songwriter. However, being creative and productive and putting your heart and soul into your work or a project or something that's outside of all the negativity going on, that can really help. Amy says, will there possibly be a music video for the internet? No, there won't be. I'll just tell you that. However, I have 2 new singles coming out. One of them has to do with what's going on in my personal life, which I'm sure you all might be aware of. Second of all, the second one is going to be getting back to an inspirational type song like Hero. More speaking to all of you guys, which is why I wanted to do this video and kind of get you guys ready for that that new song that's going to be coming out. It's like an anti-bullying empowerment song, and those two will both have music videos. I'm not saying the name of them, but yeah, there's lots of cool stuff coming. The internet, if you guys haven't heard it, that's on Spotify. Am I working on a new album? I wouldn't say consciously putting together an album. I'm doing singles. So I have about 10 singles that I'm going to be releasing over the next few months, probably longer than that. And then I keep writing new ones that I want to release more. Have I watched Jesse's recent content? I have. I mean, no, I haven't watched it. I actually haven't watched the videos, but I've seen, because some of you guys have been so generous as to tag me in the content, and I did want to address that because I know that probably is how a lot of you guys have found me. And I'm going to do an intro if you guys have never seen me before or know who I am at the end of this. But yeah, I obviously, if you didn't listen to the album Love You Goodbye, you don't really know how I'm feeling about the whole situation with my ex, but that pretty much says it all. I love you, goodbye. You just want to have positivity and, move on with your life after a breakup. And so I really do wish them nothing but the best. And I, whatever works. I feel like there's been some things that are a little on the nose, a little rude maybe, but I'm just going to say, again, nothing but the best. I have no hate. Have I ever hit a high note in one of my songs? Yes. But I wouldn't say a belter, if that's what you mean. How's life been treating me? Pretty good, actually. The last few weeks have been really good. There's been a lot going on. What are some of your biggest pet peeves? I have so many pet peeves. One of my pet peeves is when people chew with their mouth open and they're trying to talk to you. Oh my God, it's the worst. It just grosses me out. When people don't know how to drive and they're driving really slow right in front of you and they won't get out of the lane. That happens a lot in Nashville. What made me think of the song Battle Cry? Well, definitely was inspired by that whole series. But I was actually kind of moving on to a different phase of my life. And that whole thing, I'm ready, and if that means goodbye, I was kind of leaving college and I was saying goodbye to a lot of people in my life. So there was a personal element too for it. And I literally wrote that on a napkin on a train to New York. So yeah. The first song I ever wrote was a song in the lunchroom at middle school, or maybe it was fifth or sixth grade. And it was called Music Is My Lover. And it was about how all my friends were getting boyfriends and I didn't have one. And I just had music. So basically nothing's changed. Is your inspiration for music ever changing, genres? Yes. So moving to Nashville has been the biggest source of inspiration for me because there's so many different genres here. I will say though, you can't expect any country from me, even though country is the genre here. So yeah. Want to know the truth? You're not a stepping stone. Okay. It's quoting some kind of my lyric. How old was I when I first performed in front of an audience? Solo performance, I was in 5th grade. So it was my graduation from elementary school. So I think a lot of things happened that year. I wrote my first song and I performed a song from the musical Hairspray. Okay, now I'm going to go back because those are all from Twitter. I'm going to take a pause and just go through on here. What should you do with your broken heart? So, look, there's nothing I can say really to heal any of your guys' pain because everyone's experience is different. And I don't want to generalize and just say well, just do this and this will help you, because it might not work for you. Like for me, obviously I wrote a lot and that helped a lot, but there are actionable things that you can do to get through heartbreak. And I've tried all of them. So just being totally honest. And honestly, I think surrounding yourself with really positive people, really good friends, like throwing yourself into whatever your passion is, whatever your work is. And there's all these quotes that I've found. So I've started getting into meditation a lot, which I have found is really helpful for anyone going through anything, like just in general. And one of the things that I discovered through that and through like reading all these books about it is that, wait, I want to find the quote because it's like, I want to mess it up. Okay, yeah, you are not the voices in your head or what other people say you are. And then when I was asking like, okay, well then who the hell am I if I'm not all this makeup of voices in my head? And you are the one who sees all the voices in your head. So you're the observer. You're the one like witnessing and seeing all these voices that are like, I feel sad, I feel hurt, I feel anxious, I feel this, I feel that. You're the one that's like at the center of you, experiencing love and you know, light and pure energy. And then you're looking out at all of these voices, which I know can sound a little like, what is happening? But honestly, it's really helped me because when you're meditating, you just can observe all the things that are happening without judging them, which to me has really helped. It's really helped. I also just wanted to say really quick, and I'm about to just go through all the questions on here. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Juliette Riley. I am a singer-songwriter, and a lot of my songs focus on empowering young people and anti-bullying messages, and I'm really getting back to doing that for you guys that have been through with me through the last few things that I've released. I released a breakup album in May, and I released a 20-song soundtrack album for my virtual escape right before that. And now I'm releasing singles that really have to do with whatever I'm feeling in that moment. So it's not really a collective, cohesive project, but more experimental. So you're going to get lots of different things, but really, I would say at the core of my music is inspirational, anti-bullying, empowering, motivational messages. Whether that's about, you know, getting over a breakup or about trying to, you know, do something you didn't think you could do. And making you guys happy and making you guys feel inspired is really my mission and has been the purpose, I think, of my life and of moving to Nashville. I just moved to Nashville. So if I don't know you and you've never met me, welcome. And I'm glad that you're here and I love you. And yeah, let's do some more questions. Let's scroll down. What advice do you have for people who want to be a singer and want vocal lessons? So I would say DM me because I actually do vocal lessons through this website called Udemy. And I can help you out with that. Or if you would prefer to do it in person, find a local music school. And that'll really help you out. I would say if you can afford music lessons, there's lots of YouTube videos online that talk about like breathing from your diaphragm. And that's probably the most important thing, just to give you a really quick overview. Your higher self is a connection to the universe. Exactly. So if anybody out there has done, you know, any kind of meditation or any research into this whole universe thing, you would know that your higher self is your connection to one life or one universe. And the idea is that the universe is like friendly and whatever you put out into it will come back to you. So if you're consciously saying like, I have so many bills, why do I have so many bills? I keep getting bills in the mail. I can't afford to pay them. I can't pay my rent. I can't do this. I have nothing good going for me. Like you're just putting that energy back into the world because you're saying the word bills over and over. So you're just like what the universe hears, because it's a database like Google. Like it's like you're typing in to the universe like bills, bills, bills. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, she wants more bills. And then they like, I don't know, it's really weird. But ever since I've put that together and I've started like manifesting things that aren't bills that I would like in my life, and I like just send more good energy. It sounds like very cliche, but like the more positive you are, the more positive things happen to you. So I know that might sound a little weird, but honestly, that's what's been really helping me lately. And I would say if you're going through anything that's like making you feel anxious, or you struggle with depression or anxiety, the things that nobody really wants to talk about, there are a ton of resources out there for you for meditating. And I would suggest listening also to this podcast. It's like Oprah's Super Soul Sessions. And each one has different talks about the universe. It's really, really cool. Have I ever tried to get on the X Factor? No, I have not. Is there anyone here that's new? I would love to know, you guys. I mean, I did just kind of introduce myself, but let's see. You still listen to Battle Cry, Sean. That's nice. What do you do if someone pushes you or something? You mean like physically pushes you? Nick, I would talk to a teacher or a parent or counselor or anybody that you feel close to, because that is completely unacceptable. And you deserve better than that. That is horrible. I hope it gets resolved soon. You would watch X Hamster. Okay. What film do I like to play in? I'm not in any films. Chakras are also interesting. Yeah, so I know that might sound weird. You're new, Christopher. What's up, Christopher? I'm gonna shout out people that are new. Does anyone in here also, I would love to know, does anyone in here struggle with mental health issues? Because honestly, I think that the biggest thing to take away is if you're struggling, ask for help, get the right help, or get help that, works for you, and meditate. And I know that like it can just get amplified, because if you're struggling with something like a mental health issue, which I even hate the word issue, because it's like, it's just part of who you are, and your chemical imbalance or balance or whatever. So if you are, it can be like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because people start to pick on you, which makes you more anxious and depressed. And then more people, like it's a cycle. So I just think that if you are struggling, there are resources for you and there are options. You struggle with anxiety. I know it's hard to admit too. I thought you had depression about a year ago. You feel like a lot better compared to back then. So maybe you were just going through hormonal changes. Yeah. So obviously in life, there are ebbs and flows and ups and downs. And I did want to also say, kind of just upfrontly, and I said this on Twitter not that long ago, but I've been going through a rough season of life, as people say, a season. I don't really know how long it's been. I don't know how long it's gonna be. But just transitionally, like dealing with moving to Nashville and away from my family and to a different region of the US, which sometimes feels like a different country. And yeah, just lots of stuff. I didn't mean to mute myself. Yeah, can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me? Only because your ex-best friend I had in the past, it's hard going to school to see them at school. Yeah, like certain situations can bring about depression and anxiety, and it makes you crazy. And I've been there. And like lately I don't want to go on social media. And that's why I made the song The Internet, because there's just always either I'm scrolling and I see things that have to do with like other musicians or other YouTubers or other people that I follow, who are just living their lives, but a lot of times promoting themselves. And I start to compare myself. And I think that a lot of people have this problem on social media where you want to just look at people and like be like, okay, well, how come they have this and how come they got this? And especially in the music industry or in the entertainment industry. But in general, I think that we're always on our phones now. We're always comparing ourselves to our friends, even if our friends go on vacation or something. I am most certainly not a Trump supporter. Let me just say that. I moved to Nashville, but I'm not a Trump supporter. Yeah, so you needed a break from the internet. And I think, Queen, that is the healthiest thing for you. It's really hot today in Nashville. It's 105 degrees and it's October. So that's where we're at. We're living life. Am I ignoring your questions? I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Do I still support Jesse? Yes, of course I do. I really have no ill will towards him. I should sing a cover of Break Your Heart by Tayo Cruz. Oh my God, that's a throwback. Did I find Romeo on the bridge next to the ice cream van? What the fuck? No. You struggle with anxiety and social anxiety, and everything, but you're doing a lot better now. It's the best year of your life. That's amazing, Max. Dude, that's so cool. That's so great to hear. What got you out of it? So if anyone's struggling with it, they can learn from you too. It's 50 degrees in New York. Yeah, well, I would love that. It'd be so nice. It's like half the degrees here. I mean, it's double the degrees here. Am I ever going to cover a Queen song? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to be in Nashville today. Am I going to get a cat? I would love to get a cat. I would love to get a dog, really, but I think a cat would be a lot less work. And I think that animals can really, really help with anxiety and depression. Guys, we need to stop with the spam. I've already addressed a lot of these questions that you're mentioning, and I would love to move on. Get a cockatoo and teach it to sing with me. Do cockatoos sing? Will there be another EP or album in 2020? I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. Like I said, for the rest of this guy needs to get blocked. He's just saying H. But I'm just going to be releasing singles for the rest of 2019. Okay, well now everything just froze, so that's good. Anyway, I wanted to also talk about some of the quotes that have been helping me get through things and that have inspired my next two singles that are coming out. I'm going to say the first one's going to come out in probably a month, and then the next one a few weeks after that. Like they're coming out kind of close together. I don't have a date yet for you, so it's kind of, I know it's kind of annoying for me to announce that and then not give you a day. But our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure is one of my favorite quotes. Like our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. It's not that we can't do something. It's like, what would happen if we did accomplish the thing that we really want? And I just want to encourage you guys all to know that if you have the heart and the passion and the intention to do something, to do anything that you set your mind to, like it's possible. I know that sounds cliche, but I feel like there's not enough of that in our social media, in our culture right now, enough people saying like, you can do it. It's a lot of like, tearing each other down, and it's very oversaturated in every area. There's so many shows on Netflix, there's so many YouTubers, there's so many songs on Spotify. And everyone wants to know like what sets you apart and why do people care and what's the biggest, like, who has the most followers or whatever. But honestly, as long as you are doing your thing and your passion, there is literally no combination of cells and soul and body and mind that is you. And that's a pretty beautiful thing. Like, think about all of the things in the world that had to align so that you could be here today, right now, doing whatever you're doing and watching this live stream. Like, if you really step back and think about it, all the little moments and all of the pain and the struggle and the all of those things is what helps you grow and what moves you along. And I've been doing a lot of growing this year. So I think that I'm learning that that's really what life is about. And also, we choose how things affect us, and like, we don't have to participate in negativity or let things disempower us, or when we see something, we don't have to compare ourselves to it. This constant comparison and thinking that there's like somehow a cap on the number of dollars or people or good things in the world, and that there's not enough to go around, is like very short-sighted. And I think that it's really just, it's so important to connect to what is special inside of you and to not let anyone steal that light. So that's one of my favorite quotes. I'm going to come back. Oh, thanks, Gushesh. Gushesh. It's a cool name. The video is buffering. Yeah, social media does have a negative effect overall. I love you guys. Yeah, I've been getting very connected spiritually, Shallon. Make music album 2020. Oh my God. I can't deal with some of these comments, but others of you are really amazing. So, I'm using a Manly mic that's actually rented right now because I'm working on a bunch of different projects. This mic is like, I think it's like $3,200. It's a crazy expensive mic, but it's just on rent right now. But it's one of the best ones. I wanted to post some videos with chakra stuff and inspiring and all that. Aw, thanks, Perez. Smokey, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And now you live with your grandma. How can you make it easier to talk to her? I think if you're not already close with her, one way to, or there's been some tension there, one way to like open up a connection with somebody is to imagine that, you and that person are both little kids and you're meeting each other on a bridge or something. And that someone told me this, one of my really good friends told me this the other day. And you're asking each other for forgiveness and you're trying to like get on the same page and communicate with each other. And I think that there's just something really magical about thinking about someone else as a child, because then it's just easier to get along with them. And so for anyone you're not getting along with, yeah. Is it glitching? I'm sorry. All right. I'm going to keep going. Tell me if it keeps glitching. One other thing I wanted to talk about is that. Oh, I already talked about that. Oh, yeah, no, that there are three main parts inside of you. And this is one other thing that I've been learning through reading. I'm reading this book. I'll tell you what it is. It's called Living the Deeper Yes. And it's by Anna Huckabee something. And then there's another book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And they are both so inspiring and helpful. And they go into all the things that I'm talking about in way more detail. And there's audiobooks and podcasts of all these things. So you don't have to like physically read if you don't want to. So yeah, like I'm not the first person to come up with these, but I just wanted to share it because it's been helping me and helping me deal with bullies or negativity in my life. And if I had known this and I was in high school, it would have helped me deal with bullies and things even then. So that's why I really wanted to share it. So there are three main parts inside your brain, like voices in your head that are always activating. And one is the manager, which is my probably most active one. And this one is concerned about what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to get things done? this is where anxiety comes from. This is where, there's like an urgency and an impatience about like, okay, well, why didn't you do that? And this is where anxiety comes from, really, this section. And then there's, I forget the name of it, but I call it the child, because like it's the person inside of you, the little tiny child inside of you that when you're depressed or when you're sad or when you're feeling vulnerable, it's that. So a lot of times the manager will like kind of scold the child and be like, oh my God, like you're not doing this right, or what are you doing? And then the child just takes a lot of beating and feels very upset. So the manager can act like a bully sometimes. However, we need the manager because otherwise we wouldn't get any shit done, and the child would just sit there and play and, act on impulse. And so, yeah. And then the third one is the negotiator. And so this one kind of acts as the mediator between the two. So, and then you you are all of these, but at the core of you is your center, and you are an observer of all of these things and all these voices. And there are more than 3, but these are like the ones that I've noticed inside of me the most. And knowing that and then like observing that can just be really, really helpful. Whenever you deal with bullies and haters online or in person, I'm just simply like, go ahead. You only make me more confident in myself. That is a great attitude. I think that it can be hard to see that when you're feeling really upset. But if you can have that attitude and just know that the person that's bullying you or giving you a hard time is only doing that because that's all they know, and someone clearly bullied them and gave them a hard time. I know that's like people have said that a lot. But that always used to help me. It's like, okay, well, that person is clearly just hurting if they feel the need to go above and beyond to make my life hell. Like, no one that's happy and perfectly content in their life goes out of their way to do stuff like that. So I don't know if that helps you. You're a musician yourself. You went through a lot of bullying when you were younger and deal with being excluded from the music scene where you stay. What advice could you give me to keep going musically? Well, from a musician to another musician, one of the things that helps me to feel included is honestly just making my own art and making my own brand of music and content. And like, however many people are seeing that, even if it's one person that gets inspired by it in Kansas, I always say Kansas, I don't know why, but it could be anywhere. Even if there's one person that is like, oh, this helped me. This, like, I've had some people say like, this song changed my life or whatever. Like, that's why I keep doing it. And if you can find those people, whether it's a friend or a parent or one person in your life that is encouraging, or even if you have to encourage yourself, even if you have to be the one to put out content and stay true to yourself, honestly, nobody can get to you if you're fully manifesting your own true like identity. Then it doesn't matter what anyone says about you, honestly. And I'm trying to get to that point. It's not every day that I'm there, but it's been pretty life-changing. Tips for your band. You're struggling and arguing for what song to cover. What are the options? What kind of band is it? I have so many questions. Oh, thanks, Perez. Expect your every need to be met, the answer to every problem, accept abundance and growth at every level, except to go spiritually. Yeah. Having a hard time like reading this chat. Writing music and recording or just mixing songs for friends keeps you grounded. That's awesome. I'm glad that there's so many musicians in here. Honestly, that's how I started. I do believe in the law of attraction, and that's really what I'm talking about. I just didn't give it like a proper name. It's the law of attraction. When you put good vibes and you channel what you want out of the universe, it comes back to you. So like, now I've started journaling a lot, and that's been informing a lot of my writing, which is why a lot of my writing has gotten back to songs like Hero and Battle Cry that I wrote when I was a lot younger and just writing really for fun. Like I wasn't overanalyzing it or putting pressure on myself. And I think that's what's really important to do is write and keep track of your journey. And if you are writing down the things that you want to happen, as opposed to, I mean, you can write whatever, but what I do is write in the morning, like the list of true things about myself and things I'm grateful for, and then things that I want to manifest into the world that I want to happen. And they can be really small, like I really want a muffin. And then you can test it with something like that. And when that happens, then you're like, oh shit, like when I just put it out there, like ask and you shall receive, like put the thing out there, like say, and nothing is too big. I mean, you can try it with something small first, but nothing, like I was saying before, is unachievable if you believe. The most cliche line I've ever said in my life. There's a lot of cliches in here, so I don't know. I've never listened to Alan Watts. The law of attraction has nothing to do with being attracted to somebody. I mean, I guess it could. You could attract people into your life. I don't know. You want to do a collab song with me? That's sweet. You're doing really better now this year, the last few months this year, than best of your life. That's amazing. I'm your favorite singer. That's really cute. Thanks, Max. What kind of meditation have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of different kinds. This Oprah, Deepak Chopra meditation. I'd like guided ones. So you can find them for free on YouTube, different ones, like just guided sleep meditations, meditations for anxiety, meditations for depression, meditations to let go of people in your life, like lots of different ones right on YouTube. I would love to start like a meditation channel, honestly. I feel very passionate about it because now that I've discovered it and have started doing it, I want everyone to know about it because it's been making me like weirdly happy. And I've meditated before, off and on, like throughout my life, but not to this extent. And I haven't done the research, and I'm like, I love learning. So having, loved school and all that, like I've been taking these online courses, this one online course called Mind Valley. And then the name of it is Life Visioning, or Finding Your Life Purpose. It's really, I highly recommend. But there are lots of ones for free on YouTube for meditating. I would love to meet you in person. Yeah, YouTube is great for all these things, honestly. You quiet your mind and listen to infinite wisdom, opting for harmonious solutions. That's amazing. Dude, if you can achieve that, you are ahead of even me. I did want to announce, I think I said this at the beginning, but I will be releasing 2 singles that have to do with a lot of the things we're talking about. The first one is related to a lot of what's been going on in my personal life recently, and the personal bullies and situations that I've been dealing with publicly that you may or may not know about, and just things in my life that you definitely don't know about. And then the second one is an inspirational, anthemic song that I can't say the name of yet, but I just wanted you guys to know through these 2 songs that you can do hard things with a lot of heart. I'll just leave it at that until I have more information for you. But my mission in really doing music and me getting back to what really matters to me and what I really want to do in my life purpose and all this stuff that I've been talking about is that I really want to inspire young people and end bullying and just empower you guys, or, really not just young people, but anyone, to be your own hero and pursue your dreams, and that nothing is off limits for you, and that you are the only person standing in the way of, whatever it is you're trying to get through in life. And that if you are feeling depressed or stuck, it's not this simple always, but sometimes like choosing the next right thing, just do the next right thing. Rather than getting overwhelmed by, well, I don't know what I'm doing about this whole part of my life or this whole thing. It can just be a lot simpler to go, okay, well, what feels right for the next moment? And that's really how I've been living my life lately. And it's been really inspiring and honestly very freeing when you're not like, oh, I have to have a 5-year plan or a year plan or, you know, even months from now, like I really don't know what my life is going to look like. I know I'm always going to be doing music, and I know that my mission through that is to write things and inspire you guys. That is truly why I'm on this earth. I feel I want to like make you guys happy, make you guys feel like you can do anything. And with that said, I also wanted to say that I'm in the early talks with a bunch of different parties about a tour. So keep me in mind. It does help. I know a lot of you guys on Twitter and Instagram a lot of times message me and will give me like, oh, come to this city, come to this city. So like keep doing that, because as I get closer to that goal, it'll help me plan things a lot better. So I am appreciative of that. Bullies will just float away. If you are truly aligned with yourself, no one else will matter. Your favorite song is Robot. You were attacked physically by bullies. That is horrible. I can't even imagine. Like I've experienced, my experience with bullies has never been physical. So I don't know. That's horrible. You're a musician also, and you get positive feedback from people on your music, big YouTube channels, but you're not really getting recognized. Is it just a matter of time? Tempotation. I don't think that you're doing anything wrong. I don't think that, whatever. I mean, I don't know you, but I don't think you're doing anything wrong. I think that there's like music and every industry really, but I don't know the music industry enough now, I guess. Like it goes like this. So there's always a time for different genres and different things. And right now just might not be your time. And I feel like the YouTube music community is even different than just like Spotify or, the songwriting community that I'm a part of. So if you're trying to get big on YouTube as a YouTuber, or it sounds like you're like a YouTube musician, it's just a matter of time, I would say. I would say keep staying true to yourself, because then when that moment does come back around in like what's popular, the trends or whatever, the genres, then people will come back to your music as long as you're like, I would say to anyone out there who wants to be famous or whatever, like that shouldn't be your main goal, by the way, because it's empty, horrible. But if one of your passions involves getting a fan base, I would say stay true to who you are and put out the things that make you happy. And then as soon as like you do develop a small fan base, they'll be into whatever it is you are making because you authentically like it, as opposed to milking the trends, where then as soon as like the next trend is over and you're still doing the thing that just got you that little spark of attention, you won't know what to do then. So if you have a true passion and you know who you are as an artist and what you want to do it and stay true to it. Why is my connection unstable? Can you guys see me? Hope you can. You've never worried about having a fan base. You always have enjoyed making music for yourself. See, that's what it's about, man. Honestly. Wait.